So I've been doing a lot of videos on what's wrong with teams. Well, I've done 3. So I figured, why not do a video on what's right? And go into a team that's doing much better than was expected of them this year. And what better team to go with than Columbus? Now, I've been talking a lot about Columbus lately, and there's a reason. They're playing some of the most impressive hockey in the league. They've taken #1 spot in the power rankings on TSN. Now, power rankings are something I've thought about doing, but never really bothered, because power rankings are very subjective and they're based on how that team's done that week. Come on, Shadow. And a week is just too short of a period of time, really, to get a feeling for where teams stand, especially with 30 teams. A week just isn't long enough. So, what's right with Columbus? Well, where do you start? Let me see. I have my phone here. I only mention my phone because the Sportsnet app is very good for doing a quick check on something. But while I am searching for that, let's look at the stats on TSN's website. The #1 scorer is Cam Atkinson. That is a surprise to me, and I've watched Atkinson play hockey and been impressed with him the whole way along, but he always seemed more a support player to me than a primary guy. And he has definitely moved up in that regard. No, don't start. Don't get out of there. Okay. So Atkinson's #1, Wenberg's #2 on their scoring list. And Wenberg is, playing some really good hockey too. And a lot of the young players are playing really, really solid hockey. Now, right now, there's 9 minutes left in the first as I'm doing this. They're in midst of a 9-game winning streak, and they're scoreless at home with the Kings. Go back. Apps on a phone are so much more frustrating than they should be. There we go. Columbus's goals per game is first with 3.34. Goals against is second at 2.07. Their power play is first with a 27.71% rating, and their penalty kill is 16th at 81.9%. As a general rule, if your penalty kill and your power play add up to over 100%, you're doing pretty well. So if you have 81% for your penalty kill and 21% for your power play, 102%, you're playing pretty well. These guys right now are playing with 109%. So Columbus, the special teams are killing it. They've got great defense, great goaltending, great offense. Werenski's played great as a rookie. I'm pretty sure this Anderson kid is a rookie as well, which is big. I mean, part of where Columbus could run into a speed bump is with this many kids in the lineup, odds are 1 or 2 or 3 of them are, going to run into slumps. And it's how the team deals with those slumps that really is going to decide whether they stay up at the top or if they end up getting knocked down again. Seth Jones, no pressure on him right now. Scott Hartnell, again, is just all he's doing is producing points. Everybody complains about the length of his contract, but right now he's a darn good player. Nick Foligno is back playing more like he did a couple years ago rather than the way he's played over the last season or so. Brendan Saad is a steal out of Chicago. Sam Gagner has been reborn. It's a success story from top to bottom in terms of the way that it's gone for Columbus. Oddly enough, Matt Calvert, not part of the resurgence. I will give Jack Johnson this. He's sitting at a +14 in 29 games. Jack Johnson's got his defensive game together. David Savard is a +16 in 29 games. And that's huge. I mean, the fact that defensively they've been bad, offensively they haven't been great. Jack Johnson's been a defenseman that I've panned for a long time, but he's playing very well this year. And if he can play up to his potential, then there's no reason to believe that Columbus can't maintain this. It's going to be tough. It is going to be very tough for them to do it because there are so many players playing at such a high level, but it is an absolute team thing. And when this occurs, you have to give credit to the coach. And that means giving credit to John Tortorella. And when it comes to John Tortorella, I was one of the people who laughed when he took over in Vancouver because I thought it was a bad fit. And then when he got a job in Columbus, I was like, really? Hasn't it been proven times passed him by and he's done as an NHL coach? I wasn't alone in that view, and I was wrong. It has worked for him in Columbus. His mojo works down there. They seem to be responding very positively to him. And Sergei Bobrovsky is having his best year since he won the Vezina. Oh, it's easy to forget that he won the Vezina, isn't it? And due to the fact that Carey Price, Tuukka Rask, and Devin Dubnyk are having fantastic seasons, Bobrovsky kind of just slides through. He's sort of slid by, and meanwhile they're winning every single game. In terms of their goaltending, there was a lot of talk about Korpisalo coming up this year, and Jonas Korpisalo looked good. McElhinney's the backup. He's played 4 games. He's only started 3 of them. So this is Bobrovsky's team. This is entirely his record. 19 wins in 26 games, 932 save percentage, 1.94 goals against, and 3 shutouts. If not for Carey Price, Tuukka Rask, and Devin Dubnyk, there would be talk of Bobrovsky perhaps as a Hart candidate. But this is the age of the goaltender. This is where we're at. I mean, a lot of people fall all over themselves to exalt whether it's Patrick Waugh, which personally I have, or Martin Brodeur or Dominic Hasek. No, this is the age of the goaltender because instead of having 1, maybe 2 dominant goalies, you're looking at about a half dozen, and they're all full value. And Columbus is not a team that I would want to play in the playoffs due to the fact they have so much depth. They're so well coached right now. There's nothing they're doing badly. I mean, even, you could say their penalty kill is only 16th. That's not horrible. It's still above 80%. And with a penalty kill, with a power play that's fantastic, you can have an iffy penalty kill. Just don't take a lot of penalties. And the Jackets are not a team riddled with enforcers. So, let me know what you think in the comments. The question that I ask is, can they keep it up? I know they're not going to keep up a winning streak for the rest of the season, but can they stay up there? I know they're full value for being number 1 in the power rankings in the NHL, and I've been talking about them for a while now, but I figured that with all the what's wrong with, I thought, let's just talk about what's going right and throw Columbus out there because they weren't expected to be where they are. And it just proves just how strong the Metro is. They're playing so well, and yet they could finish anywhere from 1st to 4th in that division. Should still make the playoffs, no problem, but anywhere from 1st to 4th. Unless they fall off a cliff. If you think they're going to fall off a cliff, let me know in the comments below. But right now, I just don't see it happening. Anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're just browsing through, and I will be back again soon with more videos.